right, after 7-ish years, finally gonna start putting in some real work into the Miata. Bought it with 2 other buddies of mine back in high school, Lucas and Ernie, and we've been sharing it ever since, but life got busy and we haven't been able to do much with it. So I'm hoping I could finally do something with it. So back when we first got this, it was complete, and then we completely disassembled it, made it into our little race car. Had a whole lot of fun with it back in high school. That door handle's broken. Needs a bunch of work, of course. I'm gonna do a nice paint job on it. Probably replace wheels, definitely replace the top. Give the love it deserves. Redo some of the floor trunk pan here from battery acid leaking over the years. As you can see all the way to the front. We did some cutting. Just try to make it as light as we safely could. Got some shaved door panels with some aluminum sheeting. Of course, the hydro brake, I forget the proper name, half dash. Wires are tucked. We got a nice little steering wheel. No radio, no AC, no power steering, of course. And it's been sitting for a while, like I said. I'm amazed these tires still hold air. So we're gonna be cleaning injectors, cleaning out the old fuel, spark plugs, probably wires, although they're okay, I bet. Yeah. This was in a few front-end collisions, I imagine, and I had to put these hood pins in because after replacing the the bumper, I could not get this to line up. But Miatas being so lightweight, yeah, no biggie. So here we have a stock 1.6 that we did replace. Shaved the timing cover on the valve cover. Did away with all the old plastics and all that. No need, of course. Big old turbo, way too big for this engine. We're going to be doing away with that. Couple cool things. We have a set of electric fans, aluminum radiator. As you may or may not know, this block is not aluminum, but I painted it. Cool. Little intake setup away from the exhaust for heat. You can see, obviously, we don't have it hooked up to the intercooler. We never actually plumbed in the turbo stuff. We never had the proper fuel system or ignition system or computer, timing, etc. So we just ran it like this and enjoyed the noises. Unfortunately, the exhaust is dumb loud and it exhausts directly into the cab, so that's no fun. Most of the reason why this sat for so long was because of that. We just never had the funds or time to finish it. So we're gonna slap a battery in, see what happens. I probably moved it 1 month ago and it was a pain to start it. Old fuel, of course, and old fuel, old everything. Yeah. Cars don't like running on old gas, especially not this modern gas. It's good for a few months. Very bad when it's 7 years old. Alright, so we got power, hopefully. See what happens. I'm gonna take the top off, because if not, I will probably not make it to our destination about 20 feet away. It gets bad. Better already. Good enough. The beauty of no power windows. Starter has some issues. need the key so I'm able to steer. So with our wire tuck job and wire cut job, we don't need a key to start it, but we do need a key to steer, of course. Everything else is pure race car, man. So here we are. This is going to be its spot for the next, hopefully, maybe 2 days, but that's going to be unlikely. It's going to be a little longer than that to get this thing reliable, back on the road, slap an antique tag on it and enjoy it. Had we just painted it up, made it look good, probably would have been on the road, but then we may have gotten bored. So I'm kind of glad we did it like this and weren't able to enjoy it really. I'm gonna be putting it back to just a naturally aspirated 1.6, doing a good brake job on it, making sure it just runs good, have a nice exhaust, make it look good, and go out and enjoy it. Sometimes when you have too big of plans on an engine or a car in general, it takes too much time, too much funds, and it just ends up sitting. Yeah. So it's good to just enjoy. I guess I'll pull injectors, drain the fuel tank, which is easy to get to. Right there, I believe, is where the fuel pump is. Pop that out, suck out all the old fuel, clean out the injectors, check the spark plugs, probably just go ahead and replace them. Clean the air filter, clean everything else up here, just make it look good. We'll see. We're gonna be removing the fuel line and then the fuel rail to get to the fuel injectors. A couple bolts, 4 plugs, fuel line, should be good. None of these clips are breaking, that's amazing. I'm gonna make room to get this out of the way. Little fuel pressure regulator. Could probably just plop off the injectors right now. Let's see. Yep, okay. So I'm doing this just because the fuel return hose and the fuel feed are very awkwardly positioned. I can't get to them easily, and I'm trying to get this thing running. We have the fuel injectors, big old things. Just gotta clean them out. Make sure to get any crud out of in there and tap them up. Make sure the solenoids are working. We'll be good. So we're gonna be removing the fuel pump to suck out the old fuel and get some fresh fuel in there. So we have to remove our safety. Fire extinguisher, still good. Pop off all these screws. All right, so we have the fuel pump wiring. Fuel pump module is in here. We're going to be removing it. That's a lot of screws. Wow. Okay. Power lines. This is all original from 1990. So this rubber may not be good. Who knows? We'll have to see. Yeah, probably not. See it all falling apart right here. So it may have to be replaced. We'll worry about that another time. When I go to put it back, I probably won't be using this gun. Just because I don't want to strip this, but oh, okay. There we go. Ooh. God. Surprisingly doesn't look too bad. Could probably throw a new strainer filter in there. The tank does have a little bit of rust. So we're going to be siphoning out this old fuel and running it in the old V8 Chevy, of course, because that'll burn anything. I say old, but it's a 06 Avalanche. Go to the lowest point here. There's probably 4 gallons in this thing, maybe a little more. Not too full, luckily. Let's see if I can do this safely. My God, that doesn't even taste like regular fuel anymore. Oh, she blows. Gonna take a little while. Oh no, no, no. I think because it's so low, I have to keep it real low. Oh boy. Okay. We'll give that I don't know, 10-15 minutes. So we're gonna be just giving this the old brake clean rebuild into the strainer. I imagine it has one. And then giving it a few love taps with my screwdriver. Hopefully that'll get them all working, because I'm sure I was running on maybe 2 or 3 cylinders. Oh God. That is very dirty. I can feel that. That's terrible. Oh. Okay. Let's see. Okay, yeah. I think the worst thing is that since they haven't been used in so long, a couple of them are not working at all, or at least one. Okay, I'm gonna tap them. I'm gonna slap them back in. Put some fresh fuel. I'm gonna leave the spark plugs for now. We'll see what happens. I'll probably do a full tune-up on it once it runs good enough. By the time we have these back in, should be empty. I don't have fresh gas. No. Okay. We'll have to go out and get some. All right, very good. Slap these back in. Okay. Don't remember which way these go, but I think it was face up. That right in there. Good. And something else that doesn't help with the idle. When I was in high school, I did away with the throttle position sensor, idle air control valve, and pretty much anything that was on the throttle body. So the car, I don't think, knows what it's doing, but it did run fine. I'm sure it's other things, not what I did. And the O-ring bearings looked good, so I'm not going to replace them. Hopefully they just slide right back in. But wait a minute. Something. Had to find me a couple little washers because we were using a injector seal as one of the washers here, so I just got the good one, matched it up. Good enough, it'll do its job. We're connected. We have the vacuum for the regulator, and we need to mess with the fuel feeds, so we're good. Fuel tank is empty. I probably pulled out 2 gallons of fuel. It probably would have been okay to just mix it with fresh gas, but no. All right, let's get some fresh fuel. All right, back with some fresh fuel. Gonna go ahead and top it off. We got 5 gallons of good gas, regular 87, nothing special. Gonna go ahead and see what happens. I got the fuel pump back in, got the injectors back on, so fingers crossed. Just realized I hadn't topped off the oil or coolant, but I think it's full because when I rebuilt this thing or replaced the engine, I did change the seal, so that's full and clean. The coolant, it's something. All right, let's see what we got. I remember what happened now, why it's low. So I went ahead and topped it off, and I found this leaking. So this is an aluminum radiator, but it's probably like an eBay, Amazon special, and I remember that broke off pretty easy. So I will probably have something welded on, or JB welded on. Good enough for now. This is going to be the first start with fresh fuel. Injectors rebuilt, and fuel level is good, oil level's good, coolant's good. Let's see what happens. Got the clutch in. Went ahead and took this off. Gonna up the idle a little bit just because we don't have a idle air control valve or anything. So I'm gonna up it up just a little bit and then see what happens once it warms up fully and gets that fresh gas. See if it runs better, if I could idle it back down, and if that'll be good enough. We'll see. Took the idle set screw off, had to soak it in some PB Blast, and we're gonna adjust it here and then install it and fine tune it. I say fine tune, but it's just an adjustment, no biggie. While putting this back on, I realized I didn't have a hose clamp here or here, so I got a couple hose clamps, and that should help a little bit. If there's a air leak in here, it won't read on the mass air meter properly, so maybe that'll help a little bit. All right, let's fire it up again, see what happens. Maybe worse, maybe better. That's okay, because I have it loose and we will adjust it. So here we go. I gotta work on that starter. Give it a little throttle. All right, the whole adjustment process has taken way longer than I care to show or even admit. So we're just gonna go for a drive and feather the pedal and see how that goes. She's super smoky, but it's finally idling on its own. So I'm back home. All in all, not a bad first drive. Good God, it's loud. It is smoky. It is dumping fuel. My eyes are burning. So definitely we need exhaust, O2 sensor on the header. Once we remove the turbo manifold and turbo, which I have in the trunk. I have the factory header or exhaust manifold, whatever you want to call it, with the O2 sensor. So that should make it run better, use less fuel, run a little smoother, a little quieter once we have an exhaust. Needs tires. It's shaky side to side, like this. So probably have a flat spot. I don't know why. It's only been sitting 7 years. Fires up. Somewhat idles. Definitely smoother after cleaning out those injectors. We'll get it back to the spot. So this is the exhaust manifold we're going to install next time. And as you can see, obviously, we have an O2 sensor. Should help it run smoother, cleaner, not make your eyes burn, hopefully. And then we'll make an exhaust from there. Should be quieter. We will adjust the idle a little more and keep going little by little.